With a look at the 4-on-4 flag football rules for the upcoming intramural sports season here at Florida State University, I'm David Peters. We're going to walk you through how to play 4-on-4 flag football, a little different than our 7-on-7 variety, where to go, how to get checked in, everything you need to know to make sure that your experience and your team's experience is a good one in the upcoming flag football season. So facility information is up first, then player check-in, sport rules will follow that, and we'll talk a little bit about the league information at the very end. Know that everything we do in intramural sports here at Florida State is based off of our 7 principles of intramural sports. It includes involvement, fair play, sportsmanship, and safety, among others. All right, facility, well, we'll play the 4-on-4 flag football season out at the Rec Sportsplex, typically on the east side. There are 2 sides because our Rec Sportsplex is over 100 acres. It's quite large. So make sure you go over to the east where we will have 4-on-4 flag football. No alcohol, no tobacco, no pets, and no glass containers are permitted out at the Rec Sportsplex. And if you need directions, certainly go online to campusrec.fsu.edu/RSP map. And that'll help you get out to our facility, an award-winning facility for our many different sports, including 4-on-4 flag football. Now, when you get there, player check-in is very important, so make sure that you remind your players to bring their current valid FSU card. You'll need that to check in prior to every game, and you'll do that at the check-in window located at the RSP East Fieldhouse. We do not check in players at the fields. Instead, you'll stop by the fieldhouse, see our staff there who will check you in to the game, make sure you're on the roster, and we'll send you out to your field. Probably about 10 minutes before game time is a great time to be there to check in. You can get there earlier if you'd like to come out and warm up beforehand, but 10 minutes is a good time if you're not planning to do much warm-up because we want you at your field in time for your game time to start. Each participant may only play on one men's or women's team in 4-on-4, and at times we offer co-rec in a 8-on-8 variety at the same time, and so you can also play in the co-rec league and in men's or women's. So you get 2 teams, but that's kind of the combination there if we're offering them at the same time in the same season. Just note that once a player is on your team, they may not change to another team throughout the season. They're locked into your roster once they have signed in for your squad. For more information about player eligibility and forfeits and regular season formats, you can visit our website for the Team Captains podcast or just review the 7 principles of intramural sports. It's all there. And also sportsmanship, very important to us in all of our sports for teams and participants to come out, respect the game officials, and their opponents. We also include your fans in your sportsmanship, and because of that, we offer a rating to every game and every team in every game. And that's from 0 to 4. Your team needs a 3.0 sportsmanship average to make it to the postseason. So to learn more about sportsmanship, you can view our podcast or view those guidelines on our website. It's campusrec.fsu.edu/IM. All right, let's get into those 4-on-4 flag football rules now. And, well, makes sense. It's 4-on-4, so you need 4 players to play 4-on-4 flag football. 3 are required at the start, so you can start 1 short. 2 players at game time results in the default, and 1 player or less is a forfeit. The difference here is that a forfeit comes with a fine to the team captain, and we don't want that to happen. So certainly get 2 players there to avoid that fine, but you can play 3-on-4 if necessary. Now, jewelry is not allowed to be worn by any participant. Visible rings, watches, necklaces, earrings, studs, bracelets, the works. They're all prohibited out there in 4-on-4 flag football. Got to have shoes on. Sandals and flip-flops are a no-go. Metal spikes and metal cleats are also not allowed. Personal safety equipment is encouraged, but these are kind of the general things. Make sure the jewelry comes off. Make sure you have the proper footwear out there as well. Plus, because this is flag football and we're wearing flag belts, there are certain other articles of clothing we've got to have in the right order. Shorts and pants may not have pockets. That's a front pocket, that's a back pocket, that's a cargo pocket, and we don't let you tape them either. So as you inform your teammates about what they need to be prepared for the flag football season, pants or shorts without pockets is a number 1 because that is difficult to change once you're all the way out there at the fields. The flag belt is clipped in the front. They have kind of a spring-loaded clip like a clothespin, and there are flags on each side. You can see in this particular photo that the flags are 1 on each side and 1 down the middle in the back, and then the clip is in the front. They come in different sizes based on the clip color, so just try out a few over there and make sure you get the right size so they will stay attached. And the entire belt comes off. When you pull the flag, the entire belt, the clip breaks, and the whole thing falls to the ground, and that's how you are downed in flag football. Now, shirts also have to remain tucked in at all times or end at least 4 inches above the waist. So, because we don't want your flag belts being blocked by a shirt that's untucked. So that's why it's got to remain tucked in. So another thing to let your teammates know before they come to make sure that their shirts are something that's going to remain tucked in after they're running all over the field. Very important. Also, the bottom of a shirt's armholes must be within 4 inches of the armpit because that would just be another place if the armpit area here is too big that they can just rip your shirt off by going after a flag. Because again, you can pull the flag by grabbing on the flag or by grabbing the actual belt. That's another way that the flag belt would come off. Hats and knotted bandanas are not permitted either in flag football. All right, let's talk about 4-on-4 and the size of the field and what all happens out there. Well, first of all, there are no kickoffs, and you can tell already that this field is not very big. It is to midfield, another 20 yards to another goal line, and then an end zone, tiny. is what we would call it. In fact, it's only 30 yards wide. So because there are no kickoffs, we have the X, and it's located at the 10-yard line here in 4-on-4. It's at the 16 when we're playing 7-on-7, but it's at the 10-yard line in 4-on-4. And you get a first down just like you would in 7-on-7 flag football by crossing the zone lines to gain. So from the X, you need to cross the midfield stripe here to get the first down, and you actually get a first down, but you would score a touchdown by taking it all the way to the end zone. Note that in 4-on-4 flag football, you get 3 downs, only 3 downs to make that happen. We do not have punting in this game, so you're going to always go for it on your 3rd and final down, and if you don't make it, it is just a turnover. There are no punts at any time in 4-on-4 flag football. Now, once you score that touchdown, because you can see it's pretty quick, you don't have to go very far to score, so it's pretty high scoring 4-on-4 flag football. Your point afters are just like 7-on-7, so you can go for a 1-point try from the 3-yard line, you can go for a 2 a little bit farther out at the 10, or you can go from the midfield stripe, which is 20 yards away, for 3 points. You have that option every time in 4-on-4 flag football. All right, game time and length, well, they're shorter as well. Our game times consist of 2 12-minute halves. It's a running clock all the way through the first half, and until the 2-minute mark of the second half, the clock only stops for timeouts. During the last 2 minutes, we go into the stop clock procedure, where we would stop on other things like out of bounds and incomplete passes, but until the 2-minute mark of the second half, it is a running clock, so it's pretty fast. It does run, following all plays and all penalties up until that 2-minute mark. Teams receive 1 timeout per half. They do not carry over, so if you don't use your first half timeout, it is just gone. It's not part of your second half. Now, in the final 2 minutes, the clock stops in these situations, much like high school football, so out of bounds, incomplete, timeouts, first downs, touchdowns, and if we have a penalty, the clock will not stop on running plays, on pass plays that end inbounds, fumbles, and bad snaps. And you will see very quickly that running plays are almost something they're not even in your playbook in 4-on-4 flag football. It'll become obvious in just a second. Hey, final 2 minutes of the game. The clock will restart on the snap. In these cases, it restarts on the whistle, the ready for play whistle by the referee on those cases. And the clock does not run on point after attempts after you score a touchdown in the last 2 minutes of the game. But it will run on point afters throughout the game otherwise. Overtime is played during the playoffs, and each team receives a 3-down possession from the 10-yard line to score, and they have a chance to convert the extra point, and they get to pick 1, 2, or 3 every time. There's no requirement that they start going for 2 at a certain point. The defense then has the opportunity to match. So it's very much like high school or college overtime, where each team has an equal number of opportunities to score. There are no timeouts during the entire overtime session. We're keeping the games moving along. All right, let's talk line of scrimmage now and a couple other flag football rules that carry over from 7-on-7 to a certain degree. In the line of scrimmages, the offense will line up on the orange cone. You can see it out here. We've got an orange dotted line, but there'll be a cone out there, a smaller cone. We also have a small cone, yellow in color, that's for the defense, and the defense will be on that side. Now, the offense only needs 1 player on the line, which is simply the person snapping the ball. So the other 3 players of the offensive team of 4 can be anywhere on the field behind the line of scrimmage to be in a legal place. Now, note that neither team can jump over the line of scrimmage at any time. It's just an automatic penalty. So the defense, if they jump off sides, they do not have a chance to get back. It'll just be a foul, and we'll mark that off accordingly. Same as 7-on-7, we don't have direct snaps, so this is no good. You're going to take a shotgun snap all the time. Also, 1 player can be in motion parallel or away from the line of scrimmage at the snap. Again, a carryover from our regular 7-on-7 league. And here is an example of the shotgun snap that has to be 2 yards back from the line of scrimmage when the player receives that particular snap. All right, screen blocking in flag football, just like 7-on-7, the 4-on-4 variety is screen blocking, similar to basketball as well. A defender must avoid contacting the blocker in any way, and a blocker may not initiate contact. But blockers can move to get in position, and any number of defenders can rush quarterback at any time. We don't have any sort of time that you have to wait. You can all rush in at the same time if you want. Now, here's something that makes flag football different and why it's a pass-heavy game and not a running game in our league. An offensive player may not advance the ball across the scrimmage line, which means your quarterback just can't take the ball and run. Then no run plays. This is an automatic penalty. No passes can be caught behind the line either, so just a quick flip of a pass that does not actually cross the line of scrimmage before it's caught is also not allowed because the ball has to be thrown across the line of scrimmage in order for it to be a legal play. So no run plays. We're never going to have anything, a handoff or a quarterback scramble without a pass. It's just not part of the game in 4-on-4. And no passes can be caught behind the line and then advanced past the scrimmage line. So when we have these things happen, it's a legal advancement. It is a 3-yard foul. It's a smaller field. So instead of 5-yard penalties, we have 3-yard penalties. And it's a loss of down, and you don't get to repeat that down, in other words. So you can decline the penalty as a defense, but typically you're going to accept that because it includes loss of down as well as part of that foul. So really, there's a requirement for a forward pass every down. 1 legal forward pass is permitted where the receiver catches the ball when it's passed forward. Just 1. Now, if they catch it behind the line, you got a problem. But if the receiver catches the ball beyond the line of scrimmage, downfield, then that's exactly how you want this to happen, because once they've done that, they are free to run wherever they want. The passer's feet have to be behind the line of scrimmage at the time of the pass. It's kind of a carry forward for most of our flag football. And also, there are an unlimited number of backward passes or laterals. Those are also fine on the field. But again, got to get that ball across the line of scrimmage first. The legal forward pass must be caught beyond the line of scrimmage for any positive yardage. So once the ball is beyond the line of scrimmage, the ball may be carried anywhere on the field. So as soon as you pass that, you can actually run backwards if you want, but the ball must be thrown at a forward pass and caught by a receiver on the other side of the line of scrimmage for it to be a legal play in 4-on-4 flag football. All players on the field are eligible receivers except for the passer, who can't just throw the ball up in the air and catch it themselves. That doesn't work. But everyone else on the field is a legal receiver, and the first part of a receiver's body to touch the ground shall determine if they're inbounds or out of bounds. It just takes 1 foot to be inbounds. It's the first foot. So if your first foot is out of bounds, it doesn't matter if you drag a foot inbounds after that. Now, flag guarding is a carry forward from our regular flag football league, and that is that players cannot use the ball or they can't swipe away with their hand a defender who's coming in for their flag. So this, in this photo here, would not be allowed. And there are no stiff arms either. Again, you can't ward off somebody trying to get your flag with your hands. It's very, if you haven't played flag football before, it takes a little practice to not do that because it's very automatic, but something you will learn as being a flag football participant. Now, defenders, on the other hand, cannot attempt to strike the ball or strip it out of someone in possession. You can't just run in there and try to steal it away. That's not allowed. That's a foul on the defense. Holding, tripping, other contact with opponents is not permitted. Fouls in this case are 5-yard personal foul penalties, so where we would play 7-on-7, it's usually 10 yards. Here we're taking half of that. It's a 5-yard foul. Smaller field, smaller penalties. Fumbles are immediately dead when the ball touches the ground, very similar to the fall league. There are no scrambles for a fumble, and it's considered a running play for timing purposes. And we do have a mercy rule in our men's and women's games. If the team is ahead by 19 points or more inside the 2-minute mark of the second half, the game will be called. And that's it. That's a look at flag football. It's very pass heavy. Not very many run plays are part of this. High scoring, but a lot of fun. We hope you'll enjoy it. Hey, make sure you take your captain's exam too. You need to do that and achieve the required score by the deadline. You'll see that in the registration materials. And if you need to change anything about your team registration, be sure to call us, or actually stop by our office or send us an email. That's the best way to take care of that. You can learn more about the deadlines and also how to take the exam on our website, campusrec.fsu.edu/im. Hey, rainouts are going to happen, and rain is going to happen, and maybe we won't rain out. So check the rain line. Check our Twitter feed at FSU IM rain line. It's exclusive to the intramural facilities here at Florida State, so you can see if we're playing games. Just because it rains in the afternoon does not mean that we're going to cancel games that evening. So we certainly encourage you to call, and even if it starts raining in the evening, we'll be making that decision out at the Rec Sportsplex. So just stay on top of things by checking out our Twitter or going online at campusrec.fsu.edu/im. If we rain out the regular season, typically we do not reschedule that. Of course, we do reschedule playoff games, and you could have double headers as part of your schedule, because if you're coming out to the Rec Sportsplex, we often like you to make sure you have a good lengthy experience. So sometimes that'll be back-to-back double headers, and in the playoffs too, double headers are likely. If we do rain out anything, make sure you go online. We won't call you. You'll want to check reschedules on our website. We usually update that by lunchtime on the day after a rain out. Our website also has more information for team captains. Those schedules are certainly there. The complete sport rules to 4-on-4 flag football, it's all available right online too. And all teams, regardless of record, you can go winless in the regular season. We're taking you to the playoffs. You can start your winning streak then. As long as you have the required sportsmanship average, we'll take you and schedule you. So be sure to check the schedules for playoff information at the end of the regular season. And it's all there on our website, or you can also give us a call and ask any questions about flag football or intramural sports in general. Our number is 850-644-2430, or drop us an email. We'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. The website again, campusrec.fsu.edu/im. With a look at the 4-on-4 flag football rules here at Florida State, I'm David Peters. Good luck in the upcoming intramural sports season.